In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection, Chopper from Ahsoka. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection, Chopper figure from the Ahsoka series. This figure is from the new wave of Vintage Collection figures, which also includes Director Krennic, Darth Revan, and Hera, and a couple of others. And this is the first one I have from that wave. Hopefully I'll have the rest of them very, very shortly to do reviews on. And this is Chopper, or C1-10P, as he is also known. You can see that in the name pill right there. And with all that being said, let's just take a look at the card back to begin with. This is another Ahsoka card. We do have a couple of these already if you already have the previous wave. And he's looking pretty good. Now, the Chopper figure is the first time that we've had this figure in the Vintage Collection. There is a Droid Factory version, which unfortunately I do not have to hand to do a comparison, so I do apologise for that. But I really, really do like the card back image on this one. You've got Chopper there in some kind of hallway on board a ship, no doubt. You've got Chopper in the name pill there with C1-10P in brackets. And there he is in the bubble, looking pretty awesome. You get a couple of accessories with him, which we will go through in a second. But of course, he's on an Ahsoka card, originally from Rebels. But this is the Ahsoka version. He is VC304 in the line. And this is the first time that I've had my hands on one of these new style card backs where they've changed the back. So no longer do you have the cross sell of figures and the other figures in the wave. You've got a picture of the figure you're getting, which I find a little bit bizarre. You've got a big Vintage Collection logo there as well. A little bit of a write-up about Chopper. But what they used to do in the Vintage Collection 1.0 is that they used to have the debut figure for that character, which I think is a much better thing to do. And they should revert to that as soon as possible. I don't really see the point in having, you know, the figure that you're buying on the back of the card, unless, of course, that is the debut version of that figure. But hopefully they sort that out in the future. Half the card is all the warnings and everything like that. You've got Disney and Hasbro at the bottom. Kenner on the front, of course. And there he is, looking pretty awesome. So decent looking card. So with all that being said, let's open him up and check out the figure. All right then, so here he is out of the packaging. And my first impressions are that it's a really nice figure. It's really well painted. Some nice details going on. And the sculpt is really good as well. There's a couple of issues that we will get to talk about later on in the review, but I just wanted to have him sitting there for the time being just so you can see the detailing on him. And we'll just turn him around quickly so you can see the back. Not so much weathering on the back, if any at all, but you can really see the difference. There's the back with not much going on, but on the front, he's got loads of different panels and buttons and, you know, there's some weathering going on, especially on that leg at the top there. You can just see some of the weathering there. And on the front, sort of like oil residue, things like that. And I really do like the way he looks. I do like the character in the show and in the Rebels cartoon, but especially in Ahsoka, I thought they really did bring him to life really, really well. Now, the thing that I like most about the figure is the articulation of the head. Not only does it spin around, of course, as you'd expect, just like all the other astromechs that we've got, but it's also on like a ball. So essentially you can like go at all different angles all the way around like this. You can tip the head like that. So you can really get the emotion of the droid that he displays in the live action show and in Rebels. So I do like that. You can just see there. He has articulation on his little arms here. Unfortunately, he has no articulation at the elbows, so they don't really move up and down, but they do swivel at the point that they're joined onto the head of the droid. I'm just going to see if you can take them out. I don't want to pull that too much. It would be nice if you could take the arms out of the head there so you can display them without, but it doesn't look like you can. I don't really want to break it, as I said. He has a arm at the front which you can just pull out there. So that's your classic astromech arm that he uses on control panels and things like that. And I'm just going to put that back in there. We're going to take a really close look at the figure there so you can see some of the detailing on him and all those different buttons and paint apps and what have you. And as I said, look at the weathering there going on the leg. That's really good. And what I did notice is that the sort of wires coming out of the feet are actually on the back. And at first I thought if they got the legs on the wrong way round, but I just checked the photo and no, unlike R2-D2 and other astromech droids, he has those wires at the back of the legs rather than coming out at the front. Of course, you do have that wire as well coming out of the side of that leg into the foot. There's articulation at the top of the leg, of course, and he has this wheel as well, which does spin, and it spins that way as well. So you can have him rolling around. You do have to be careful with that wheel that you're not going to lose it, because essentially if you pull the wheel out, it's just going to come out like so. And there's 2 pins on there which just grip that center wheel like so. Some of the other accessories that you get with this droid are a extra antenna. So you can take this one out of the top of the head like so, and then put this one in like so. And I'm guessing the difference is that this one's a little bit raised at an angle, so it looks like he's communicating. So there you go, that's pretty cool. And then the other thing is you get the tracking device that he throws onto the ship in the Ahsoka show, and that is a tiny piece of plastic. It does have a tiny paint application in the center. It's like a little yellow dot there, and I'm just going to wonder if it fits into his hand here, so you can mimic him throwing it onto the ship. And there you go, it does. So you can have him holding that tracking device there. That's pretty cool. But all in all, it's a really cool looking droid. And of course, once we get all of the other figures from the Ahsoka show, namely Hera, we've already got Sabine, we've already got Ahsoka. Obviously, there's some more to come. So it's definitely a good addition to the vintage collection, one that we've been waiting for ages. And as you know, we're going to be getting the Rebels version on that mural card back sometime next year when the HasLab delivers. And very quickly, just so you can get a size comparison up against a normal astromech droid, here he is up against the R2-D2 VC149, I think he was. So you can see the size difference, basically. Chopper is a pretty small droid. So there you go then, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this Chopper figure. Are you going to be picking it up for your collection? Are you even bothered about figures from the Ahsoka show, and also figures which once were characters from a animated series, namely Rebels? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members for supporting the channel in the way that you do. That extra support really does help the channel, so thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.